1 year ago today, we went into lockdown. I remember the quiet roads, photos taken on cycle rides of deserted motorways, eerily silent, empty car parks, which normally would have been pulsating with life. Strange times never known before, and hopefully never to be seen again, or so we thought. 1 year ago today, we went into lockdown. My daughters came home from university, my son's school closed, and my wife started working from home. It was a joy. The family was home. The house was full. But the supermarket shelves were empty, ransacked as people panic-bought essential and non-essential items, preparing for a few weeks of hunker-down living. Where would we buy our toilet rolls from, was the crisis of the time. 1 year ago today, we went into lockdown. Our church services and gatherings went online, engaging with new technologies and learning new ways to be communities. Whether gathered or scattered, we're still church, was the phrase I used a lot back then. 1 year ago today, we went into lockdown, and who would have believed that we're still here in lockdown a year later? How do we assess and how do we measure this last year? The impact it's had on our lives and on our freedom and on our well-being. 1 year ago today, we went into lockdown. We can measure the losses in the number of deaths, the lost days of school, the lost times with friends and family, the lost physical moments, the lost opportunities to hold hands, to embrace, to hug, to touch, to say hello, to say goodbye. The lost actual connections, hearing voices with our ears, not through computer speakers or headphones, seeing people with our own eyes, not through two-dimensional computer screens. 1 year ago today, we went into lockdown. Will our town centres ever fully recover? Or will empty shops be par for the course? There are economic losses that we'll feel for many, many years to come. We miss our music festivals, our concerts, our theatres, our pantomimes, our parties, our mass sports events. We've lost a lot of choices. 1 year ago today, we went into lockdown, and COVID has touched everything and everyone. Weddings have been cancelled, newborn babies have been unvisited by grandparents, funerals have been missed or only seen online. Going to work, going to friends, going for a walk, going shopping. COVID has touched everything and everyone. 1 year ago today, we went into lockdown. And today on the radio, Archbishop Justin Welby spoke about the human need to lament. He drew parallels with one of the great songs of lament in the Bible, By the Rivers of Babylon. We sat down and wept when we remembered Zion. Psalm 137. Today, we've been encouraged to sit down and perhaps even weep, shed a tear as we remember the losses of this last year. But we can draw comfort from the fact that Jesus himself was no stranger to lament and tears, and wept for his friends, his country, wept for suffering. It was a sign of Jesus' humanity. It's a reality of our humanity. 1 year ago today, we went into lockdown. And in less than 2 weeks' time, we'll be celebrating Easter, when we believe that Jesus rose from the dead and showed the victory of God's life, the victory of God's love, the promise of hope fulfilled. 1 year ago today, we went into lockdown, but now we can begin to contemplate a life outside of lockdown. What life do we want to build? Who do we want to be? Yes, it's right to remember. It's good to lament. It reminds us of what we've lost, and it reminds us of what we long for again. Freedom, hope, and love. 1 year ago today, we went into lockdown.